Hello, we are here for a very special, different episode of Editor and Chef, the distant edition. So I'm here with Chef Max, um, and what we're gonna do a little bit differently this time is once we talk about what we're going to actually make, we are both going to make it separately in our own respective kitchens and share with each other our end results after we've finished. So after we talk about this, Max is going to go ahead and make the dish, give me all the instructions on how to do it, and then I'm going to try to make it on my own, which is really scary. I don't know if it's scarier for me or scarier for Max, who has to taste it. I don't know. Uh,
You might burn or cut yourself again, at which point I did warn you if that happens again, I'm going to start charging.
I did recently burn myself when I was cooking, and Max had to come to my rescue. It is true. All right, so our character for this episode is Aunt May. Max, what do you know about Aunt May?
She's a sweetheart who has been recently sexualized by Disney.
You're not entirely wrong. What do you know about the comic book version of Aunt May?
She's a freaking sweetheart, and she's just this little old lady, and Peter, it just really shows a lot more of Peter's character that you don't entirely see when you're just watching Marvel movies, which is cool, because there's lots of different versions, but it reminds me of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, because that was the one I grew up with. And Aunt May's a sweet little old lady, and she couldn't hurt a fly. And Spider-Man could hurt flies because he's a spider, but he would never ever do anything to let Aunt May down. Like in the comic books, like he gives up being Spider-Man for a while because he can't afford Aunt May's medication, and he needs to like step up his game on the human front before he can step up his game on the superhuman front. So he puts that all aside for her, and it makes him look like a wuss to his fans, all of New York, and even his enemies. And they think, oh, he's just a weakling. Look at that. And no, he's really showing his heart. But he doesn't tell anyone about it. Like, he could brag about it and be like, oh, well, I got scared of you. I just need to take care of some poor little... No, he's like, I know they're taunting me. Everywhere I turn, there's a headline that says, oh, look at you being so weak and refusing to fight people. It's like, no, he was scared of his own well-being because if he realized that if something bad happened to him, he wouldn't be there to take care of family.
Sure.
And that speaks a lot about him, but at the same time, it speaks a lot about Aunt May. I mean, like, she had to make a huge impact in his life for him to be like that. Like, because she raised him, she must have raised him right, so...
Yeah, that
that's
is
saying something considering that it's New York.
that is a very good synopsis. Aunt May, of course, when Max says Peter, means Peter Parker, Spider-Man's aunt, who raised him along with his Uncle Ben until he was tragically murdered, which brought about the heroic Spider-Man. So, for our dish this week, I'm pulling it out of one of the most famous Spider-Man stories from issues 39 and 40. This is where Spider-Man and Green Goblin learn of each other's secret identities. And during this story, Peter is sick the entire time. And at the resolution of the story, he finally gets some downtime. The Green Goblin is defeated, and he goes into bed, and Aunt May makes him up a nice bowl of soup to make him better. So what we are going to make for this episode is Aunt May's chicken soup, which I'm really excited about. I'm excited to do this a little bit differently. And we'll be right back with Max kind of going through a bit of her bits of putting the recipe together, intermingled with mine, putting it together, and we'll see how they both turn out. So we'll see you in a bit.
Hope you have a rolling pin.
I don't. All right, well, here we go. So I'm going to try to make Aunt May's chicken noodle soup while I am watching Max's video instructions. And we'll see how it goes. It's probably going to be a little stop and go as I play this and try to figure stuff out as I go. I haven't watched all. It's split up into separate videos. It was the only way that you could get them to me. And I've watched a little bit of the first couple, so it looks like she's done some prep work already, which I have not done. So I will probably There's some little carrots. I got those. There's some celery, whatever. Okay, cut up some onions and some lemons. Okay, I'll do that. BRB. All right. We're back with some stuff. I think this is everything that she had ready to go. You have I diced up some onions, got some lemons, some celery, some baby carrots, some of this stuff. I don't know what that is. Rosemary, I think. I don't know. Whatever. And some minced garlic. All right. Okay. So we're ready to go. All right, we got a pan of some kind. Chicken. I have chicken. I think her pan is bigger than me. Bigger than my pan. Okay, we have some problems. So, my pan is much smaller. It looks like she's putting 3 chicken hindquarters in there. I don't think that I can do that. So I'm going to have to cut this down a little bit. Also, my hindquarters are spiced. Yeah, they are. So when I went to get hindquarters, this is what they had. They were all like spiced up and stuff. So I guess my soup's gonna be a little spicier. Let's see. Does anyone else like eating a raw onion? Am I the only one? Is this why I'm single? Maybe. Oh, this has some barbecue rub on it. I probably wasn't supposed to be like that. Well, too late. One of those. I think this other one's smaller. Okay. Wait. Now my hands are covered in raw chicken. How do I hit play again? I'm trying to move my mouse around with this wooden spoon, and it is not easy. Get on the play button. Ah! Oh! Ah! Success. All right. What? Okay. Salt? You can't hide stuff off screen. What are you doing? This is not fair. And then I wasn't ready for this. All right. Pause. Okay. Shoot. Okay. Got some salt. starting to think that maybe I should have watched this before I just started cooking, but this would be more fun. All right. Oh, I guess my hands are clean. I don't need a wooden spoon anymore. Oh, boy. All right. So we're peeling skin back and sticking some salt in there. I can't get the skin back. How is her skin just so easy to pull back? Ah! I did it. What, oh, she's also putting some minced garlic in there? Okay. So we got some salt. Boom. Oh, shoot. Now I'm behind. Alright. Got some salt in there. Got some garlic in there. And then she's just throwing everything in there. Garlic. Boom, boom. Okay. Slow down. Slow down. Oh. Maybe I just opened it from the wrong side. Look at that. Salt. 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 Minced garlic. Garlic. Bryce. Gotta stuff some back in there. Just, And, okay. Alright. And now it's starting over. Okay. So I have that. And then stuff. Putting in stuff. Putting in some things. Some of these, I think. And that, and onions. Alright. Okay. Boom. This is probably too much because I have only 2/3 of the meat, so I'll leave the onions, and then you just dump the rest of this. Okay. Okay. Step 1. Video 1. Done.
Add a little water.
Okay, so add a little water. What's a little water? How much? What? I don't have it. Why didn't you tell me to preheat it before? Ah.
And then you can focus on your mise en place, which is to be cutting your vegetables.
Foil. Okay, foil. Foil it up. Okay, I have foil.
So if you haven't done that already, it's also an option. Add a little water.
And we're starting over. Okay.
Salt in your water if you want a little extra.
Alright, so I will, let's see. Alright, so we'll foil it up. Ooh. Low on foil. And oven is preheating to 350. Okay. Hopefully I'm done touching raw chicken. Hopefully I'm done with chicken spoon. We will let this preheat and then I'll be back. Video 2 is much easier than video 1 for sure. Alright, oven is preheated to 350 degrees. It doesn't say how long to leave it in there, so I hope she says later. So I'm going to stick it in, and I'm going to start a timer, a counting up timer, not a counting down timer. So when she eventually, hopefully, tells me how long to keep it in there, I'll know how long it's been in there. Is this how this works? I don't know. All right. So that's in there. All right. All right. What's next? Okay. We have other stuff out. More minced onions, some shredded carrots, and is that minced celery?
Water.
It's a pan with water.
Diced celery.
Diced celery. Diced onion. Shredded carrot. I don't have a shredder.
Carrots. Just simmer that for a while till it's really tender.
And simmer till it's tender. Okay. Okay.
Water.
So I need more onion. I need to dice some celery. And I'll probably just dice some carrots. Okay. Let me do that. Okay, so water. How much water? Cupish, I guess. All right. So putting all this. I'm not gonna put all this onion in. That's too much. So much onion. This stuff's going everywhere. Simmer. Okay. I need to simmer it, which means I don't know what that means. Simmer for, did it say for how long? How long?
On your stovetop.
I put all the onions in. I said I wasn't going to put all the onions in. No.
Diced celery.
Too late now.
Diced onion.
So simmering means heat.
Carrots.
Don't know how much heat.
Simmer that for a while till it's really tender.
For a while until it is tender. Oh boy. For a while until it is tender. I go from low to high with increments of 2 up to 10. Let's say 4. All right. Well, let's see what happens there. All right. So while this is coming to a simmer, eventually, I guess. I don't know. Do I have to poke it? I don't even know. I'm gonna look ahead and see if there's something I can do while that's sitting there in water. Supposedly going to come to a simmer. All right. Ooh, I don't have that.
After an hour, you want to uncover it.
After an hour?
Foil, and then you'll put it back in for about 25 minutes, just so that it can start to brown on the top. And I've already done that, so this is what we've got. Just pulled it out of the oven. We're going to let it cool for a little bit, and then we're going to start taking the meat off of the chicken.
Oh, okay.
After an hour, you want to uncover.
So it says after an hour, which it has not been, clearly. Take it out, uncover it, then put it in uncovered for 25 more minutes. While this is simmering, so I let this simmer. I don't know. I guess I'll let this simmer and get to a simmering point and then call it good, and then I'll be back in like an hour. I feel that the upfront instructions would have made this a little bit easier to plan, but we'll get there. All right. So we were out of the oven, cooked it for an hour, took the foil off, let it 25 minutes, let it cool down. These veggies, they were simmering a while ago. They've been sitting there soaking in water for a long time. They're probably super gross now. So let's see what we got. Okay. Play. Where's my play button? What are we doing? Okay, we got chicken. I gotta take this out.
So what you gotta do is separate all the chicken from the bones.
Separate the chicken from the bone. Okay.
You got bones, put them in the pot.
Put it in the pot. Pot. Okay, this is still too hot. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh, that's hot. Ow. Okay, this needs to sit out and cool off for a little bit. Alright, chicken is much cooler, much easier to handle. So, let's see. What was this? Oh, okay. Separate. But keep the big bones. Alright, this step is done. Alright, I feel that we have to be getting close, right? We have veggies, we have meat, we have bones. We finally got to a point where there's a pot. We were making soup, so I knew there was going to be a pot at some point. We've reached it. So let's see what we got. Chicken bones.
Some people can like to roast the bones. You can rub them down with a little bit of garlic and oil and throw them in the oven for like 15 minutes, really roast them up. Or you just take them as is. And then what I'm going to do is going to take my drippings and strain that into the pan.
Strain the drippings into the pan. Wait, is that a pan or a pot? What drippings? From this? Yes. Okay. Strainer.
So this is clear foam, but it's not the best way. The difference is with your regular chicken broth, you would have your mirepoix and bits of chicken, like you could throw a whole chicken in there if you want, if you're making a big old stash of stock. But for now, we're just going to cover the bones as much as we can with a little bit of water and some salt.
Cover the bones with water.
Now, since this is going to be a bone broth, it might wind up looking a little bit darker and not your traditional yellow type of stock. And that's okay. So we're just going to simmer this, and I like to do it overnight, so like about 8 hours on really low heat, covered. Or you can do it for less, you know, you can taste it here and there. Just be forewarned when you're tasting
Whoa,
it.
wait.
It's going to be hot. So you got some water, I would add a little salt, and we're going to let that stew for a little bit.
Did she say simmer for 8 hours? There's so much waiting in this. Let me go back. All right. Yeah.
You would have your mirepoix and bits of chicken. Like you could throw a whole chicken in there if you want, if you're making a big old stash of stock. But for now, we're just gonna cover the bones as much as we can with a little bit of water and some salt.
Okay, some salt.
Now, since this is going to be a bone broth, it might wind up looking a little bit darker and not your traditional yellow type of stock. And that's okay. So we're just going to simmer this, and I like to do it overnight, so like about 8 hours on really low heat, covered. Or you can do it for less, you know, you can taste it here and there. Just be forewarned, when you're taste testing it, it's going to be hot. So you got some water, I would add a little salt, and we're going to let that stew for a little bit.
Simmer for 8 hours. I am not having this for dinner tonight, am I?
Some people can like to roast the bones.
Maybe I need to look ahead. What's after the 8 hours?
Throw them in the oven. So our soup is boiling, and I have just added the noodles.
Okay, so I have to simmer it overnight, or simmer it for 8 hours, and then add noodles.
So that residual heat will continue to cook them.
And bring it to a boil.
And then we'll add our chicken.
And then we'll add chicken.
Over here. And our vegetables. Here. I've just thrown in some minced garlic. As per that rainfall.
Oh man. What time is it? What time is it in 8 hours?
Alright, we're back and our soup is ready. Let's see how it is.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, well I gotta let this simmer for 8 hours. So I'll be back soon. Alright, so I did not wait 8 hours. I waited 4 hours. I let this simmer for 4 hours. I checked with Max, and she said that's what she did. I don't know why she said 8 hours in the video, but I just did 4 hours. So hopefully it's good. So let's see what's going on now.
And I have just added the noodles. It only takes them about 3 or 4 minutes to cook.
Adding noodles, 3 to 4 minutes to cook.
To turn to mush, so.
Okay.
So I'll cook them. Turn down the heat now. So that residual heat will continue to cook them.
Yep.
And then we'll add our chicken. Which I have over here. And our vegetables. Here.
Okay.
I've just thrown in some minced garlic. As per that rainfall. Alright. Just have to wait now. Alright, we're back and our soup is ready. Let's see how it is.
Alright, so looks like I just kind of throw everything in. So I will so off camera, we actually, it is chicken noodle soup. We made the noodles from scratch. I didn't show a video for that because it takes a long time. It's pretty tedious. But I made these earlier today. Fresh-ish handmade noodles. So gonna put those in. I think she said let them cook for 3 or 4 minutes. Let's see. Get those in there. Oh. A little bit. All right, we'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes. All right, so we have this going. It's been about 4 minutes to noodles, so just pour everything else in, I guess. Oh, it's kind of strain some of that water. I guess it is all just going into water, so it doesn't matter. So add all the veggies. So once everything's added, I don't know how long I'm supposed to. Do I just let it come to a boil? I don't know. She didn't say. I might. Let's see. I'm gonna leave the chicken in kind of. Just whatever chunks they were when it pulled. Whoa! That just came out in a clump. Weird. All right. So I guess I'll just break that up. So this is going to be a very thick soup. Thick, I mean, it's going to be way overpowered by the stuff in it than the broth. It's just mostly stuff. And that's the way that Max's was as well. And it's kind of the way that I kind of liked it. So do it that way. So I don't know if you can see in there. It's just mostly just good stuff. So I guess I'll let this sit for a while. Maybe let it come to a boil or something. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll do that, and then we'll taste it. See how it compares. All right, and we are all done. We have the soup. It is piping hot. We got all kinds of bits in there. We have the chicken, the broth, the veggies, noodles, everything. So, I'm going to give it a shot. Let's try to get, there's some meat, some noodles. Oh, that's good. Get a little more broth. Uh-oh. Max, you're in trouble. Max, you're in trouble. I think mine's better. This is really good. Now I can kind of taste the mesquite that was on the chicken that Max didn't have on hers, and it actually works really well. It's really coming through. And I know, listen, I know that Max is a very good cook and she's very dedicated and she put a lot of work into it. She's gonna be real mad about it, but I don't know. Let's see what she thinks of mine. All right, so I have Max's version of our Aunt May's chicken noodle soup. She delivered it. We have a good look at it here. There we go. Looks good. It is more chicken and noodle than soup. It is chock full of, look at that, of just stuff. I'm super excited to try it out. Because she had to deliver it, it's not fresh out of the pot. I had to reheat it up and things like that, but I think I got it pretty hot. But I'm sure it's still going to be good, so I'm going to give it a shot. Very good. I'll try just a little bit of the broth. Also very good. I think the dark meat was a good choice. Her handmade noodles are very, very good. But we'll see how it compares to my version. I know that Max is, trained in the culinary arts. But I think I have a feeling that mine's going to be better. I think mine's going to be better. Not that this is bad. This is very, very good. But I'm just confident in me being able to outdo Max, even in her own wheelhouse. So let's go to Max and see what she thinks of my submission.
All right, I've got to try the soup that Patrick. Oh my! There's some bones. I don't know if you can see this. There's some really lovely. I'm sure it tastes great though. Just don't eat the bones. The broth's good. The veggies are cooked perfectly. Let's try a noodle. It's pretty big noodles. Pretty good, just the size is too big. It's almost like too much dough there. Feels like they could have been, I don't know. They're kind of mushy, but they also, you can taste the flour. You can taste that it's pasta, but it's good. I mean, more bones. I specifically said, oh, whatever, it's cool. I said not to. Yeah, see, look at this bone. Imagine that getting stuck in your esophagus. I'm gonna have a talk with that boy. Yo, what the heck? Is this a prank? Alright. Chicken, when I first saw his video of him eating it, you shouldn't have to cut your soup. Okay, nobody wants this. There's skin in here. You don't want the skin in here. Again, flavor, great. You don't want skin. You don't want bones. You don't want massive chunks. But other than that, like, he did real well on the flavor. You can tell that the broth is looking a little milky. That's probably from the pasta. Looks like it's kind of been like marinating together and kind of taking away some of the pasta into the broth and some of the broth into the pasta. And stuff like this, like the veins and stuff, like you don't want this. This is a vein type thing. Or the guts from the other side. I saw a piece of the guts, like the liver and what have you. Right here, it looks like it's kind of like brains. You know, you picked them out of your rotisserie chicken or your Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know. But that's just not what you want in there. But he did top notch A+ on the flavor though. So there's that. There's cartilage. There's bone. He's got it all. Alright, let's see what he's up to.
Alright, so that is it. We have both made our own versions of Aunt May's chicken noodle soup and tried each other's. So how do you think the experiment went overall?
Again, I think it would have been better if we were FaceTiming or whatever you call it, you know, like, so I could watch what you're doing, you can see what I'm doing, and then I can yell at you.
Yeah, that probably would. It turns out that Max has a lot of opinions on my soup. I thought it was great. I liked it.
Look at this. That's all the stuff I pulled out of that bowl. There's bones, you got cartilage, you got skin.
Yeah, look.
You got these little tiny spine bones that I mentioned in the video. Like, hey, don't.
Oh, I got a lot of
put
those out.
No, there's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but.
And then we got the big one, 4, and then we got this fucking toothpick that would literally stab your esophagus.
Look, yours had a little bone in it too, and I didn't I didn't even mention it.
You should.
I didn't know. Because I'm nicer. Look. Okay. Mine had more stuff in it, but I think it tasted better, so I think it was worth the risk of choking to death with all the stuff that was in mine. So I'm going to call that even.
I think they were both at the same level, just a little different. Like, yours had that pre-seasoned stuff on it from the store, where the store seasons it for you, and then you buy it.
That's all I had.
So, good job.
That's all I had.
I'm proud of you for seasoning your chicken quite well.
I didn't think that seasoning was going to come through as strong as it did.
I didn't think it was strong, really.
Well, I mean, the fact that you could taste it at all.
All the herbs and stuff I gave you were mainly what were kind of showcased in the broth flavor.
So. Maybe when I had it fresh, it was stronger. Because I think that the mesquite flavor is what was stronger for me when I had it right as it was done cooking. More than the other herbs. So I tasted those as well. But yeah, so that was an interesting way of doing things. I still prefer when we can just do it together.
So that I can take over.
So you can just do it, and you don't get mad at me and yell at me about everything. And also the way that I was recording, it was the way we both had to record little videos and stuff like that was kind of a pain.
Well, and all I've got is a tablet and a phone and Wi-Fi. That's it. So a 10-minute video, I can't upload that.
Right. Yeah.
Or send it to you. I mean.
And we neither of us have very large kitchen areas, and when I had my whole setup out there, it took up all my counter space. So it was kind of rough.
I opened a cabinet and put my tablet there with the camera just barely sticking out enough.
Oh, just hanging down.
Yeah, so I could look down at what I'm doing, and then at one point, it kept falling, so I put a can of soup on the tablet so to hold the counterweight so it wouldn't fall.
Do what you got to do.
It worked, though. I think it looked pretty decent.
But overall, it was. I think it was fine. It was a fun experiment, and I think both soups turned out well. It's just hopefully hopefully next time all the virus stuff is done by the time we do another one of these. We can just go back to the normal way. It was just a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, trust me, working in a kitchen with your mask on is not a fun time.
Yeah.
I have to do that every day.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
True. Yep, but that's it. Thanks. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Whose do you think at least look better? I know you can't taste it, unfortunately. You can't taste hers, and you can't choke to death on mine with all the stuff that evidently I left in there.
But the flavor was...
Oops. Yeah, that's what's important. Like I said, I think it was worth the risk. Some things are worth
I
a
don't
risk.
know. If you were in a restaurant, you could probably get sued.
Probably, but I'm not in a restaurant, so.
Yeah, luckily.
All right, that's it. We'll see you soon. Later.